If you or someone you know is interested in becoming Catholic, you've come to the right place. Hi, I'm Deacon Ken, and I want to welcome you to St. Jude and to the Catholic faith. I would like to talk to you about something we Catholics know as OCIA, what some know as RCIA. OCIA stands for the Order of Christian Initiation of Adults. The word order comes from the Latin word ordo, meaning process. So OCIA is the process you would go through to become part of our Catholic family, whether you are already a baptized Christian or not. To use an analogy, OCIA is kind of like an adoption process. However, there's one big difference. Usually, when a potential parent adopts a child, the child has little choice whether they're adopted. But as an adult, it is you, with God's help, that will determine if being part of our family is right for you. The thing about OCIA process is you determine not only if, but when you become Catholic. Like any lifelong decision, it is really important that you know as much about what it means to be Catholic as possible before you decide to live out the rest of your life with our Catholic family. And so RCIA gives you that opportunity to know as much as you need to make that decision. This decision requires not only knowledge about the faith, but it also requires that you spend time living in a lifestyle that is Catholic, and OCI provides you that opportunity. Like any adoption, there is a definitive set of steps you must go through before you can commit to this lifelong decision. First, you need to have a preliminary idea of what the adoption entails. Then you need to go through some detailed sessions or classes to learn what it's like to live as a Catholic family member, to get to know others who are Catholic, as well as those who, like you, are learning about our faith. OCIA, after all, is about building relationships, not only relationships with people going through the process, but also with other Catholics and our clergy, and of course, Jesus Christ himself. Even if you already have a relationship with Jesus, it's about getting to know him from a Catholic perspective. Ideally, what OCI endeavors to do is to help you fall in love. I know that sounds a little strange, but our faith is not a club you become a member of. It is a lifestyle, and it entails, and I know this sounds even stranger, but it entails being a son or daughter of God. And just as sons and daughters hopefully come to love their parents and the other members of the family, being Catholic is very much like that. And like being adopted into any family, once you have committed to the adoption, you are a member of the family no matter what. So let's look at what the OCIA process looks like. As I mentioned earlier, OCIA is for those who are baptized Christians and those who are not. And depending on whether you are baptized will determine which path you will take along the process of deciding to be Catholic or not. To start, everyone goes through a period called inquiry. Inquiry is a time when you are inquiring about being a Catholic and what being a Catholic is all about. It's a preliminary understanding of what it means to be Catholic. In fact, we even call you inquirers during this phase. And the process allows you to determine if you want to enter more formally into the process of OCIA. If you do decide to officially enter OCIA, there is a special ceremony, or what we call a rite, that you will go through. For the baptized, the rite is called the rite of welcome. In other words, we are officially welcoming you, a baptized Christian, into our family. And for those who are not baptized, you will go through the rite of acceptance, where we accept you into the family. In other words, for the baptized, we are welcoming you as a fellow Christian to a new family. For the unbaptized, we are accepting you into our Christian family no matter who you are and no matter where you come from. In fact, the word Catholic, after all, means universal. We reject no one from the faith. This first rite entitles you to be treated as a family member even though you're not officially Catholic. After the first rite, the baptized are called candidates. The unbaptized are called catechumens. A candidate is, as the name implies, someone who would although already Christian, is discerning whether or not to complete their Christian initiation and become fully Catholic. You're a candidate. You declare yourself a candidate for becoming Catholic. For the unbaptized, you are called a catechumen. And the word catechumen comes from the Greek word meaning someone being instructed how to live as a Christian. There is one more rite you will go through before you finally get to the point of officially being a lifelong member of the Catholic family. For the candidate, the person who is already baptized, you will go through the rite of continuing conversion. This rite moves you into a more intense period of discernment and prayer, where you look deep within yourself to determine if being officially Catholic is where you feel you need to be. For the unbaptized, you will go through something called the rite of election. And this very special rite takes place at our cathedral in downtown Dallas with the bishop, where he will declare you elected by God to become a Christian. You know, for us Catholics, we believe that all lifelong decisions must be made with God. And if that's the case, then deciding to go through this rite is a decision by God in cooperation with you. God does not force anything on us. Everyone who decides to make the Catholic family their lifelong family will go through one more OCIA rite called the Rite of Initiation. Usually, but not necessarily, this rite takes place on Saturday night before Easter Sunday at a special Mass called the Easter Vigil Mass. In fact, this very special Mass not only kicks off the Easter season, but it is also a celebration centered on those of you who decide to become Catholic. During this very special Mass, those who are baptized take a profession of faith. A profession of faith is much like wedding vows. And also, during your rite of initiation, you will go through something called confirmation. You'll learn all about confirmation as you go through RCIA. Finally, and for us Catholics, one of the greatest gifts you will be able to receive is your first communion. Again, you will learn about communion in OCIA. For those who are not baptized, you will be baptized at the Easter Vigil Mass. It is baptism that officially makes you a Catholic Christian, and you too will be confirmed and also receive your first communion. Baptism, confirmation, and first communion together are all called initiation sacraments, which is why we call this last rite the rite of initiation. Meaning, after you go through these sacraments, you are fully initiated Catholics forever. And on that day, all of us here at St. Jude, along with all the angels and saints and God himself, will rejoice. But the rite of initiation is not the end. This is only the beginning of your lifelong journey. For those already baptized before entering OCIA, you are now fully initiated Catholics. And for those who are not baptized before RCIA, you are called neophytes. The word neophyte also comes from a Greek word meaning newly converted, or literally newly planted. All new Catholics do not end OCIA quite yet. For a few more weeks, you will go through what is known as mystagogia. The whole process of becoming Catholic is truly quite a mystery, because it's not us who make you Catholic. It's not people who make you Catholic. We believe it is God working through you that makes you Catholic. And so we make some time for reflecting on that great mystery, learning even more about our mysterious faith. After all, learning the faith too is a lifelong process. So how long will all of this take? Well, technically, OCIA takes as long as it takes. There's no set time limit. So you're going to determine whether or not being part of this Catholic family is for you. I hope this video was helpful for you, but if you have any questions about OCIA, formerly known as RCIA, don't hesitate to contact us. Not only can we answer any questions you have, but we can get you started down the road towards a life of love and joy in our Catholic family. God bless.